you're saying hands are not for hitting 47 times before recess, then this video is for you. I'm going to show you exactly what to do in the moment when you find students are hitting impulsively, and I'm going to be showing you my overall problem solving framework that I used every single year in my 10 plus years of teaching. So this little baby right here was my go-to. It was my solve the problem activity, conflict resolution, overall kind of system that I used in my classroom. And I would first do a big intro lesson, whole group, and we would sort the cards, and we had helpful choices, hurtful choices, and we kind of would sort. We would talk about what was helpful and what was hurtful, and we would do a sorting activity. And then I had a little worksheet where we kind of go to tables and we would cut and glue. And then I displayed these kind of on my big pocket chart, and I would have it say solve the problem at the top. And I just kind of left it at the back of the room. And then what I would do is whenever kids would hit, for example, or they wouldn't be sharing or they'd be fighting in that moment, that's just their response of how to solve the problem, right? So I would point them back to this. Okay, if a situation happens, we would talk about it, and then I would point them back. Okay, how can we actually solve this problem in a more appropriate way, right? What's a better way, my friend, to solve the problem? So first thing that you're going to do is you're going to teach these problem solving skills, right? You're going to teach them when this happens, my friends, when say someone is doing something you don't like, you're going to say, please stop, I don't like that, right? So you're going to have them give them different options. So they have, instead of just their go-to hitting, they now have other things that other problem solving skills they can try. So if someone's doing something you don't like, I would say you can say please stop. That's one way you can solve the problem. You can choose to take turns, right? Okay, so if we both want to go down the slide, we'll go down one at a time. That's another way we can solve the problem. We can trade, right? If you have a toy and I have a toy and we both want to see them, we can trade, right? Back and forth. We can play together, right? If maybe you are sad and you want to play with a friend, you can say, I want to play together. That's a way you could solve the problem. You're feeling lonely. You can solve the problem that way. You can also share, right? So that's another option of, if you want to see a toy, then you would ask can I please see that? Another way we can solve the problem is just asking nicely, right? Walking up, and if somebody's playing with blocks, can you say, can I please play? Instead of me maybe digging or messing up there, maybe they have a tower or something, using your words and asking, can I please play? Maybe ignoring the behavior. If maybe someone isn't being kind, I would say, okay, so, if you can choose to ignore them, or, I kind of tell my kiddos, the last resort would be go get a teacher. If you've tried some of these, trying to solve the problem and it's not working and that friend isn't listening, then you can come get Mrs. Barker. And if you're interested in these cards, check the link below and I will link them to my store where you can purchase them. I have not only these cards, but an entire system for problem solving. There's activities in there that they can do, worksheets, different things to really help really teach these problem solving skills and help your kiddos just have better social skills to rely on when those conflicts arise. The other strategy that I love to teach along with the problem solving conflict resolution strategy is I like to teach the 1-minute sharing trick. And so that looks like this. I would tell my kiddos when we're sharing, you're going to use your words and ask for, whatever toy is. Can I please see that? And if the other friend playing with the toy would respond with 1 minute, and then you wait about a minute. I would say a minute, for our kiddos, 5 seconds to 10 seconds feels like a minute to them. So they kind of wait a little bit and then, okay, now it's time to give the toy over. And then you pass the toy to the second friend and then the second friend looks at it. And then I would say, okay, now if you want to turn, right, you just gave it to your friend. If you want to turn, you're going to ask, can I please see that? Have them ask, and the other friend's going to say 1 minute. And the reason why I love the 1 minute strategy so much is it prepares the kiddo that has the toy. It prepares them to know okay, it's coming that I have to give this up. It's hard for them in that moment to be just pass over the toy. So it's helpful to for them to know like, okay, I get 5 to 10 seconds more, a minute more, right? A minute more with this toy. So that way they're able to kind of like, okay, I'm enjoying it. And then they're mentally preparing themselves like, I have to give this over to my friend now. Okay, so I'm just going to paint an example scenario for you for like what this looks like if like you have, say, a kiddo hitting. Okay, so you have 2 kiddos playing. Levi has a toy and Johnny wants to see it, right? So Johnny asks Levi, says, can I see that? Or he wants to see it and is trying to take it away from him. And Levi says no. And Johnny pulls the toy away. And then Levi hits Johnny in response, like, hey, you took my toy, right? So in that moment, you're going to stop everything and you're going to call them over and you're going to have a conversation. So, and I like to just be curious and just ask them, let them both share. I'd be like, what happened, my friend? Like, even if you maybe saw it or maybe you didn't, be like, hey, can you tell me what happened? Let each kiddo share what happened. And then you're going to kind of coach each kiddo through like what wasn't okay and what to do instead next time. So we're explicitly teaching those social skills. So let me paint like an example of what this looks like. So you're going to turn to Levi and you're going to say, oh, Levi, it's important to share with our friends, right? So next time, if a friend wants to share, remember we do our 1 minute strategy, our 1 minute, sharing. And if a friend takes something away from you, remember, solve the problem. It's never okay to hit our friend, right? That hurt my friend, Johnny, when you hit him, Levi. So I need you to say, I'm sorry for hitting you, right? And then now you turn to Johnny, who took the toy, right? And you're going to say, okay, Johnny, next time if you want to see a toy, you need to use your words, my friend. Remember how we solved the problem? Ask Levi, say, can I please see that? Can I please see that? Can I have a turn? And then you're going to say, and, next time, if he maybe isn't sharing, then what are some other problem solving skills you can do, right? So then you're going to have, Johnny apologize back to Levi and say, I'm sorry that I took the toy without asking. So that's just kind of an example scenario of what, if you have like a conflict in your classroom, especially with hitting involved, and how you can kind of resolve it. The other thing that after you kind of, go through this script and have them, explain what to do next, like what to do in the future next time should this happen. Like next time you need to ask a turn, next time you need to not hit and, solve the problem by getting a teacher or saying, please stop, or, something along those lines. The next thing you want to do is you've already had this conversation with them. Now you're going to have them actually act it out. So it's really important to not only just like correct the behavior, but now you're going to have them actually model what they're supposed to do. So I would actually have the kiddos, I would bring the toy over and I would have them basically reenact the entire situation like a do-over. And you're going to be like coaching them through it, right? So you're going to say, okay, Levi, here's your toy back. Johnny, I want you to ask Levi, say, can I please see that? Can I please have a turn? Okay, and then Johnny's going to say it. And now Levi's playing with it. You're going to say, okay, Levi, can you say 1 minute? Levi's going to say 1 minute. And okay, I will wait a few seconds, say, okay, Levi, it's been a minute. Now we're going to give the toy to Johnny and give him a turn. So then he'll pass it over and then Johnny will be playing with it. And then I'll say, okay, Levi, now if you wanted to see the toy back, you're going to ask, you're going to say, can I please see that? And then, Johnny's going to say 1 minute and then you're going to have them pass the toy back. And you're just going to say, oh my goodness, friends, see, you did it. You're going to correct the behavior, but you're going to have them model what it looks like. And then at the very end of that, when they do that interaction and it's like the behavior that we want to see, the appropriate behavior and they're actually sharing, then you're going to end with like a praise. You're going to say like, my friends, I am so proud of you. Look, you're sharing. This is so much better. This is how we show kindness in the classroom. This is how we share with our friends and get along. And the reason why this works so well is because you've already taught like the appropriate behaviors, right? You already taught those problem solving skills, like solve the problem. And now you are, you're correcting it, you're referring back to it, and then you're having them actually model the correct behavior. And remember, people remember 90% of what they do. So if you can when you have the kiddos actually act it out, it just sticks in their brain better. And then you're going to end with that positive affirmation and that positive reinforcement of like, I'm so proud of you. That was a great job. That just like seals the deal and just sweetens everything. And it just helps to address any like hitting or like any other sort of conflicts that happen in your classroom. So that wraps up this video on how to stop hitting in your classroom when like big feelings take over. I hope that you found this helpful, useful. Be sure to like and subscribe so you are the first to know when a new video drops. And leave a comment and let me know if you have struggled with hitting in your classroom, maybe what the different scenarios look like, and any questions you may have for me. I love to like jump in the comments and help troubleshoot your classroom with you. All right, that's all for now, my friend. I want you to remember that you are an incredible teacher and your students are so blessed to have you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.